Back when I was a kid, reading bass fishing magazines, that they were using rubber frogs back then, you know, that looked exactly like frogs. Frog fishing has been a part of fishing for 60 years now, pretty close to it. And with the advent of some high-tech frogs, this is that Megabass Big Gabbit, guys, which is, in my opinion, the best frog you can buy. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description to the Big Gabbit frog if you want to try one. High-tech frog like the Big Gabbit here, guys, massive improvement on every component on it we'll talk about. But I really want to talk about how I modify my frog, and then a little bit about, you know, how I fish it, how I like to fish it. Okay, now this is some of the modifications I do here. This is something that I really don't ever fish a frog unless I do this. I modify them every single time. Now, a lot of frogs have a pretty hard body on it. The plastic is pretty hard. The Big Gabbit's not that hard, but I want to show you something I do on all my frogs, regardless if it's a Big Gabbit or another model, is take a pair of pliers and just spend some time stretching the rubber on it, just stretching the plastic on it. And what I'll do is I'll go all over the frog, and I'll just grab a hold of it with the pliers, and I'll just pull it. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break some of those fibers up a little bit and make it more pliable and soften up the rubber. So I'll go all around the frog here, on the top, bottom, sides, everywhere, and really trying to stretch that frog out as much as I can. Now this may take me several minutes. I just did that real quick as a demonstration, but try to beat up the frog. See, you can see some of the plier marks I made in there. That makes it look more realistic too. But when you stretch this rubber out and break up those fibers, it makes it easier for the bass to get that hook, because you don't have to press as hard to get that hook down on it. So that's the first thing I do. The next thing I do is then this is a pretty common frog modification, is you want to open up your hooks a little bit. See how those hooks are flush with the body there? Now, if you're fishing super thick vegetation, like you're throwing into slop and lily pads, you may have to leave it like this, because if that hook is sticking out a little bit, you're going to get hung up on the vegetation. But most of the time, I don't fish my frogs over thick vegetation. I throw my frogs just like a walking topwater. I'll throw it underneath overhanging trees and around docks, so I'm not worried about getting hung up. But what I want to do is I'm going to take these pliers and I'm going to open that hook up just about a 1/16 of an inch, a little bit, on both ends of it, where you can see now the point of that hook is sticking up a little bit more. And just that extra bit of bending it out like that makes a huge difference in the amount of fish you're going to land with that. And then finally, guys, you definitely